We're live.
Sweet.
Technology. Okay. Let me read this. All right. Welcome to the Shut Up and Ride podcast, where we interview, yes, we interview mountain bikers, free riders, and generally cool people. You want to ask my guest a question? You want to ask Jordan Boostmaster a question? Then put together a couple of sentence fragments and see what you can end up doing. And I'll put it on the screen. Hopefully it's pretty good. So this only goes for like 30 to 45 minutes at the most. Probably because I have the patience of a 5-year-old and I don't know, I just can't do it for that long. So thank you everyone for showing up to this. Figure out if you have a question. And so my format is this. First of all, thanks to Jordan Boostmaster for showing up. And a couple things. Don't forget to look at the description of this live feed. I have Jordan's Instagram, his Facebook, his Patreon down there. And that is a very large thing when it comes to being a full-time YouTuber. And I just happen to think Jordan's one of the very best at it. And so I have 4 sections. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all 4 sections. And Jordan, you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I'm Jordan Boostmaster. I'm 30 years old and I'm doing this full time, and it's really fun. I've always wanted to do this full time and just making mountain bike videos, and yeah, it's a good time.
So when you say full time, let me ask you something. Do you, in any way, shape, or form, do you touch your Jordan Boostmaster YouTube channel? Do you ever leave it alone at all? Like, have you ever gone a day and like, I'm not looking at it ever?
Hardly. Yeah, like I'll be kind of addicted to seeing the stats and like the analytics. So it's really hard to do that. But occasionally, sometimes I will, almost just because I'm too busy otherwise. But I don't stress too much about it. But generally, I'm just so curious that I just always want to see, how everything's doing, the analytics, the stats of everything. Right.
So disconnecting is a challenge, really.
Yeah. But it's something that I'll do once in a while. I'll do it, but like just rarely.
All right. Well, you know what? I watched your last video of the year, 2019 crashes. So how exactly are you alive? I mean, some of those are pretty gnarly for real.
Yeah, I know. I hate crashing. I know crashing pisses me off, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I've been blessed with a thicker skin. I don't know, tougher skin, I guess. I'm born with kind of a better build, I guess. I don't know. But honestly though, I've been injuring myself, and I'm actually like starting to do some strength training now for the first time to prevent injuries. And I don't know, because I would like hurt my muscles, hurt shoulders, hurt ankles, wrists, I don't know. And it pisses me off so much that, yeah. But at least I'm not breaking anything. Yeah.
Let's start from the start. How long have you been mountain biking?
Basically like 15 to 16 years now. It is really when I was about 14 or 15 when I got my first like mountain bike. Yeah.
What was your first mountain bike?
So it was a Norco Wolverine. Yeah, like 2004 Norco Wolverine.
Wow.
It's a hardtail. You know what those are, yeah.
When did you start to figure out that you're pretty damn good at this? Like there's a lot of YouTubers, a lot of pretenders like me that are, just roll around the desert but you seem to be a very elite rider. When did you figure out that you were pretty good at it?
I mean, because even before I got into mountain biking, I was always into like riding bikes and hitting jumps. So like I had a BMX that I would ride a lot. So going into mountain biking was just kind of a natural, like, oh, let's just take the jumps and the bikes into the dirt, into the mountains. I don't know. It's hard to say when I like realized I could do good. Just riding with friends, and like I would want to send the jumps, and my friends would hit the jumps too, and I don't know. I was kind of right there along with them, I guess, and I don't know.
I've always heard like people do pretty good at stuff. Like I think I've been when I was much younger. Did peer pressure of your buddies have any part with you becoming an elite rider?
Honestly, not really, no. I never really was like succumbing to peer pressure. That never was a thing for me, honestly. No, it was just more chill, really. Like just, it'd be cool to do this, and maybe my friend does it and I didn't, and I'm like, oh, I would love to do that. But no, they never pressured me and I never pressured them. It was a bit more chill that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've noticed also in your videos that you seem to be very cognizant of what's worth doing and what's not worth doing, and no, I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So let me start with my questions, because I wrote all these questions down.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Tell me how many mountain bikes you have. What are they?
All right. So as of right now, I've got the 2 mountain bikes from Evolve Bikes, my Evolve Sky Pilot and Evolve Alpha Enduro bike. I've got a BMX bike, and I've still got my DaVinci Wilson as well.
Okay. Have you ever regretted selling a mountain bike that you own? Like, oh shit, I should have never sold that.
I don't think so. I think I was pretty much done with them at the time. Like, yeah, I think I was good with them being gone. I didn't need them anymore.
So you don't get emotionally attached to your bikes?
Not too much. Not really.
All right. I wrote this question especially for you.
Yeah.
Are 26-inch wheels dead? And I'm talking about from a manufacturing standpoint. Like, are we going to see a manufacturer come back with a 26-inch wheel?
Well, okay, so first of all, dirt jump bikes are all still using 26-inch wheels, so that's not changing, and I don't think that would ever change. Just like BMX hasn't changed from 20-inch, right? So,
True.
yeah, like I think that there will pretty much always be 26-inch wheels existing in some way, honestly, um, to some extent. Well, and there's youth bikes that are with coming in 26-inch wheels. I've seen that on a few brands
That makes
make
sense.
these bikes, and they claim that they're like kids bikes or youth bikes, and they have 26-inch wheels, which is funny because I mean,
Maybe they
whatever.
have a whole bunch
I'll
of money
ride them.
manufactured.
But yeah.
All right, let me ask you this. Are you a gearhead? Like, are you all about a particular hub that makes noise, doesn't make noise? Are you
Not
picky?
too much. In some ways I can be pretty picky, but in some ways I'm not. Like, I mean, because now I've been riding for like 15 years, and I'm finally discovering like what I want and what I don't want. I'm starting to finally get a bit picky. For the longest time, I just didn't know enough about anything. But like, I don't know, when it comes to hubs, I don't really care. I care about like, I don't like too much buzz. I kind of like the idea of silent hubs. They're pretty cool too. I don't care too much. I'm starting to get preferences for like brakes. Like, I'm really enjoying my Shimano Saint brakes. They're actually pretty good. Um, I don't know. Otherwise, I don't get too picky with a lot of parts.
All right, here we go. Let's say you have a mountain bike company.
Yeah.
What kind of bikes do you manufacture?
Well, they would be downhill bikes, freeride bikes, dirt jump bikes, slopestyle kind of bikes. I don't know. I mean,
What are
like,
they called? Do you
oh
have a theme to your
man.
bikes? Like,
uh,
it's the Boostmaster mountain
yeah,
bike,
yeah,
right? And this
totally.
one's like the Boostmaster holy shit, or whatever you
Yeah,
call it.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, because okay, you know what I would do? I would experiment with like bigger suspension. Like we've kind of gone away from that. Like Santa Cruz, their V10 used to have 10 inches of rear travel. Well, now it's got like 8.5 inches because they got like the bigger wheels, and that's their whole excuse and whatever. I want to go back to like trying that bigger suspension, put 10 inches in. What about 12 inches? Some nut case crazy stuff. The Huck bikes, that's what I would want to make. Like
You would
in
piss off your R&D so bad.
yeah, yeah. Like
Oh
in
shit, Jordan's here. Everyone
yeah,
look
yeah.
away.
Yeah, I know. Well, like in Josh Bender's day, like the bikes were like Huck bikes. They had massive suspension. Only like a year ago, I discovered that Marzocchi made a Super Monster T 12-inch fork. I didn't even know about this. Like, I didn't even know this existed.
I never
Way
heard
back.
of that.
Yeah. In 2002 to 2004, they made a 12-inch fork called the Super Monster T. And I'm just like drooling over it. I'm just like,
God,
I want that.
you would need a quart of oil just to fill that up. God.
So like, I don't know. That stuff has gone away, and that's what I would love to experiment with again if I could make bikes.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
What needs to change in the mountain bike industry, if anything?
Yeah. I don't care for like the whole, like, everything is more like race oriented or like enduro oriented. That's it's fine, whatever, that's cool. But like, I would see, bikes themselves, the geometry. I'm not a fan of the like really long reach, the long wheelbases, the super slack, the long low slack kind of stuff. I don't really care for that. And so I'm starting to realize I need to take size smalls or size mediums, where before maybe I'd be on size medium or large. And it's kind of weird. Like, I'm afraid like certain bikes are just gonna be too big for me. And I don't know. I don't like that whole trend of like this long geometry and like the bigger wheels. I don't care for that at all. And stuff. So I feel just kind of weird. Like, I don't fit in with the whole like enduro trend, and trails themselves I feel are getting a bit more endurofied. Not as gnarly. Like, I've definitely seen that at bike parks or at local mountains. The gnar is not always there anymore. Some of it just changes, and it's, I don't know, there's too much like pedally stuff, or like, I don't know. I just see that once in a while here and there.
You really, by definition, are a free rider.
Yeah, I like to think of myself in that way. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Worst injury ever?
I broke my wrist in 2016. That was probably the worst. That was actually the only bone that I broke from mountain biking. So
I'm glad that happened to you and not to me. That's
yeah.
Awesome. All right. So here's a question that I hesitate to ask. I do, but will you ever own an EMTB, a pedal assist MTB? Have you been on one?
Yeah. So like, I made a video of one a couple months back, and I've ridden them twice overall, just at Crankworks, and yeah, they're kind of interesting. Like, I guess the only thing that I really like of them is just the fact that I can get up the mountains faster and easier. That's cool, obviously, sure.
But you're not a hater.
No, like, whatever, it's fine. I just won't really buy one myself is all, I guess. But like, at least for the near future. It's possible that I might get one in the more like distant future. I don't know.
You know someone's going to offer you one. You're going to get a little email at Jordan Boostmaster.
Yeah.
Jordan, it's whoever. All right. Hey, all right. Thank you for all being here. Let me start to ask you this. Start thinking about what your questions are, and I'll put them up on the screen. And while you're thinking of that, now I'm going to ask Jordan some more personal questions. What are you not very good at?
I'm not good at dancing. I don't dance.
Who's good at dancing? No one's good at dancing.
Yeah. I'm not.
When's the last time dancing came in handy? Oh man. All right, this is a hard question. Tell me something that you think is true that almost nobody agrees with you on.
26 inches superior. Changed my mind.
we could stop right now. All right, here we go. What's your superhero name? And
Boostmaster.
Boostmaster. All right. What's Boostmaster's superpower?
To fly, I guess. I don't know.
There you
Flying's
go.
Awesome. Yeah.
All right. Here's one that I think people would be curious about. What do you wish you had known when you first started out? And I'm talking specifically YouTube. Is there anything you wish you knew when you first started out?
Yeah, basically how important it is to be like relatable and show your personality on camera and through your videos, I guess. And even like have your face, I guess specifically even having your face and like your voice, that those are like specifically relatable things that people are attracted to. And I never did any of that for the longest time. And yeah, I kind of wish that I knew that earlier, I guess.
Fair enough. What are you curious about right now, like in life?
Well, so yeah, I'm a pretty curious guy. Like I'm curious about a lot of things, and I like to think about a lot of things. Like I pay a lot of attention to the state of like society and like politics as well. And so and like one thing that I'm curious about is things of like the roles of like state versus church, like political stuff, and also like even gender roles, even like male and female. We're living in a society where everything's kind of weird. There's like the whole like transgender stuff, and the LGBTQ community is all like, making their statements, and I don't know, I'm trying to figure this out. I want to kind of figure out what is true of what they're saying, and then what is wrong, and how can we really fix things in our society. And I've been thinking a lot about that stuff, actually.
Those are difficult to figure out for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What's something that you failed at besides dancing?
Oh man, I don't know. There's definitely some things. I can't always think of anything off the top of my head.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever received? And that could be in life or it can be in YouTube. Up to you.
Yeah, I guess just like really just persevere and like never give up kind of idea. Like believe in yourself. You know, keep trying, keep going. If you're just know your potential, I guess. If you have a dream and stuff and a goal, just keep going for it. And even though you'll fail at times, you have to keep going for it. And yeah, sometimes it can take longer than you'd like, but ultimately,
that's a damn good answer. Yeah. I like it. What's the worst piece of advice you ever got besides coming on this podcast? Tens of people will see this.
Yeah. I was thinking, are you familiar with Whistler? Like have you ever been to Whistler?
No, they won't let me in the country.
Oh no. Okay.
I'm actually half Canadian.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, my mom was Canadian.
Oh nice.
I have a Canadian tattoo.
Oh nice. Oh
right,
sweet.
There's the Canadian flag right there.
Yeah, perfect. Well, I just think
I haven't been there.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's funny. As you're going up the lifts, there's these signs that say pre-ride, re-ride, and free ride. And I never pre-ride anything. I just free-ride and re-ride. I don't know if that's true.
Here's a hard question. Oh, I think it's a hard question. Maybe you think it's easy. What personal trait has gotten you into the most trouble?
I mean, I'm pretty curious. I kind of mentioned that before. Like, I'm a really curious person. I like to learn, and yeah, I don't know. That could kind of get you into trouble, I guess, if you're poking into the wrong places. I don't know.
Fair enough. All right, last question, and then we're going to take some of these viewer questions, and a lot of these guys are very familiar to me, at least. Cake or pie?
I'm probably gonna go with pie, with ice cream.
Kind of
pie? Apple pie is really good. Pumpkin pie is good. Apple pie. Yeah, probably with something like that.
Okay, I'm looking for questions here. All right, get your questions in here. And this is me being my own director. I do know that apparently Cobra Kyle is having a wedding with an open bar, and we're all invited to do some dirty dancing with him. All right, let's move on since hang on. All right, whoever John Parish is, we already answered this. How long have you been mountain biking? And Jordan said for 35 years or something like that.
Yeah, not quite. 15 years or so. Yeah.
Here's a good one from Everett Benjamin. What are your travel plans in 2020?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to Costa Rica in mid-February, which is very exciting, for 8 days, and it's a sponsored mountain bike trip. So that's going to be really exciting. And yeah, I've just never been there before. That's like the only hard set plan so far.
It's coming
Otherwise,
right up.
yeah, it's a couple weeks away. And otherwise, though, I want to get to more places in BC. I want to go to some more places in the States, like maybe Utah or even Arizona or California. I do want to explore a bit more there, but I know I want to go to Highland Mountain Bike Park as well. Maybe Quebec. None of these plans are hard set yet, but they're places I hope to go if I can just make sure I get the time. Yeah, nowhere overseas yet otherwise.
D's 59. I'm assuming that guy's 60 years old. He wants to know, beer after riding all the time or 50% of the time, or do you drink beer after riding? Is that part of your thing?
Sometimes. I do like it. I do like beer after my rides. It's pretty nice, but I don't have it all the time though. Not as much as other people do. So it's sometimes. Yeah. Occasionally.
When are you coming to Florida to join us in Florida Freeriders event? Ha! That's from Flatwoods MTB.
All right. Well, I never heard of that, but sounds cool. Sounds like a plan. Yeah, maybe if you'll pay for my plane ticket, then let's go. I don't know.
What else we got? Jordan, what do you do when it's snowy to ride?
Yeah, we had a big dumping of snow like a couple of weeks ago, and it was like -10, -12 Celsius. It was pretty bad. And I actually went for a ride in it, and it was pretty miserable. Because I have one tire that has screws put in it, like a spike tire. So I really wanted to try it out. It didn't work very well because the snow is too deep. So I don't know, it's kind of weird. But otherwise, I just stay in and edit on the computer a lot more, I guess.
What's the scariest feature you've hit, and how'd you overcome it? That's from Irfan Hadith. I hope I said your name okay.
That would have been in my most recent video, actually. Just check on my channel. It's the scariest rock roll I've ever done. That was the scariest thing right there. Yeah, it was an insane
crash reel. And let me remind you, Jordan's Instagram, Facebook, Patreon is all in the description. But I thought the crash reel of 2019 was so good, I included that as well. Blueprint wants to know, does the pressure of having to film every start take away from the fun?
Kind of. In some ways, I can kind of see that. But like, I guess the good thing is if I'm doing a lot of GoPro footage, it doesn't really make a difference because whatever, I'm just, riding and the camera doesn't get in the way of anything. It doesn't stop me. I just record, don't record. So that's good at least. But for the most part, no.
All right, John Parish wants to know, do you have a pet?
Nope, I'm not a pet person.
You're not a pet person?
No.
Oh, here we go. Here's a deep hitting question. Joe Offshore wants to know what your favorite beer is.
I like Molson Canadian a lot. That's probably my favorite for now.
All right. Let me see if I can do one more. Who is one rider that you haven't met who you'd like to ride with? And I assume adventures on a $700 hardtail is talking about other YouTubers.
Yeah, or I mean, really, I'd love to meet Fabio Widmer. I'd love to ride with him. That'd be cool.
Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, people like that, or like Martin Soderstrom. I always loved him, watching him in the slopestyle scene.
I thought my channel was successful because Fabio Widmer left me a comment once. And I was like, holy shit. I showed my wife and she's like,
Are you sure it wasn't one of those fake channels with it?
Yeah, I've seen it. Who the hell is Jordan? What is it? Juicemaster? You've seen that, right?
Yeah. He's a patron of mine.
That's awesome.
He's a big fan.
All right.
It's awesome.
Okay, these are my I don't know how long we've been going. I'm looking all over this to see if it's got a time on it. I have no idea.
But 25 minutes.
This is section 4, and these are my conclusion questions. And I'm supposed to tell you to like, thumbs up, and do all that shit. This is just fun for me, so I really appreciate Jordan being here. All right, ready? What's your favorite word?
Well, I say sick, frick. That's a good one.
Frick?
Yeah, I say that a lot. Okay. Dude, send it. I don't know.
Do you say insane a lot?
Actually, yeah, I do. Yeah, okay. I say insane a lot. Yeah.
What's your favorite curse word?
Shit would be my favorite one. That's like the only one I actually use.
Now, thank you for demonetizing this.
You already said it earlier.
I did not.
I don't know.
All right. Here's the toughest question, and I'm going to let you go.
Yeah.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
That is kind of hard. I think, like, because I always loved the whole filmmaking thing, like using cameras, creating like a audiovisual, artistic pieces. So yeah, if I can say still within filmmaking, I would love to make films. I'd love to make movies. In the future, I kind of dream of, making some bigger, dramatic kind of artistic kind of narrative films, and I don't know. We'll see, I guess.
Yeah, like besides your writing, which is always very exciting to see, it's really fun to watch how your game gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and not just in writing, but in filmmaking and all that stuff.
Thanks.
So let me tell y'all, first of all, let me thank Jordan very much. And don't forget to take a look at his IG. And I can tell you about his IG a little bit. I follow him, and he's not obnoxious about it. He doesn't send out 28 whatever the hell IGs are every day. He actually has a very rollicking Facebook channel that's or group that's worth going to.
Yeah.
And check out his Patreon. That actually is what keeps YouTubers going, regardless of how many subscriptions they have. So all that stuff is in the links in the description. And so, Jordan, thank you very much. I appreciate you being my first ever guest. So have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon.
Sweet. Thanks a lot. See you then.